Hey everyone, it's Shelby, the Conservative Bookworm. Welcome back to my series, Top 10 of Favorite Books of Mine. Again, I'm doing these 8 to 12-year-old book, a 13 to 15, and 16 to 18. I'm going to jump right in. If you want to see the other series, the other videos in the series, the links are below, or you can go to my playlists on my YouTube channel and look there. Okay. Jumping right in, first book, and I don't have a copy of this book, I'm gonna just show you a picture, is Esperanza Rising by Munoz. Let's see if I can show you here. This is what it looks like. Esperanza Rising. It's a great book. This was, I think, our second book in my book club series. One of my favorites. I've read it a few times. It's one of those that, again, it's a little more serious, but nothing, not really violence, no language, nothing like that. But it's about a young girl and her mother who were forced to immigrate from Mexico to California during the 1920s, 30s. So right around the time of the Great Depression, the beginning of the Great Depression. And she grew up very, very wealthy, very, very spoiled, and basically is having to learn to work. She's having to learn to give of herself. She's having to learn to stay hopeful in spite of a lot of really horrible, just sad things that have happened to her and to her family. So it's a really great book about just a little bit about Mexican culture. It's a good historical novel, learning a bit about the area in California where a lot of fruits and vegetables are still grown today, like not Napa Valley, but the area where they grow a lot of food, and how the immigrants, the people that live there and work there, how they were treated, how, they were taken advantage of, but how they were still, a lot of them, thankful for being there and for having the opportunity to work. Really, really great story, really moving story. The main character is a girl, but I think the boys in my book club enjoyed it just as much as the girls did. It does have a more happy ending, but it's really just about like not giving up and learning to work hard and give of yourself, and having your preconceived notions about the world, about your environment changed, and having to adapt to that, and growing, maturing. So it's a great book. Really suggest it, again, for 8 to 12-year-olds. It's Esperanza Rising, which Esperanza means hope. So if you read the book, you'll see. Okay, next series, or book. It's going to be a series. Recent book, one that I read not too long ago for the first time. And I've only read it once, but it was so good, and it's so dorky, and I love it to death. It's hilarious. It's a hilarious book. I'm going to say 13 to 15 because I do think there's a little bit of language in it. Nothing serious, maybe one or two little words. And I could be wrong. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. It wouldn't surprise me if there was, but it's been a little while since I've read it, so I can't say for sure, but there might be. So this is the first in the series. It's called Randoms by David Liss. And you can kind of see it's a sci-fi book, and I like sci-fi books. But it's so clever and funny, and the author just basically kind of is a huge nerd, a huge Star Wars / Star Trek / comic books geek kind of person, and that comes out a huge amount in this book. So if you have a kid who is into those kinds of things, they're gonna love it. It's so funny. It's very entertaining. It's probably not the most serious book in the world. Like, it doesn't have a whole lot of like moral, like great messages necessarily about like, teaching you something. I mean, it teaches you maybe confidence or teamwork, or just not judging people because they're a weird looking alien. But it's just a really, really great book. And just the way the author manages to he makes us relate to the character and to the story, because it's a kid who all of a sudden learns that there's aliens in the world, in the universe. And one thing I kind of appreciate is a lot of times when you have like sci-fi and you have aliens, it's just assumed that evolution is the reason there are aliens. But this guy kind of leaves it open-ended as far as like maybe there's an intelligent design behind all of these creatures. So I don't believe in aliens being real, but I found that kind of interesting that he didn't just assume that it was blind chance. So thought that was interesting. But again, just I laughed out loud while I was reading this book. It was so funny. And I was kind of bummed that I found it so early. I'm usually more happy when I find the first book in a series and I find out that all the books are already out. That is not the case in this one. I'm going to have to wait. I did just see that there's a title and a cover for the next book, so hopefully that'll come out this year because it's so cute and it just leaves it open-ended and it's like a cliffhanger at the end. So I'm like, I want to know what happens. Anyway, so really fun book. Main character is a boy, but he has two alien friends. One is a girl, one is a boy. And it's kind of complicated storyline, so I really won't get into it. But if you have a kid who likes kind of sci-fi / geeky nerdy stuff, then they'll like this. Or she'll like this. Okay, so final suggestion for 16 to 18 year olds. And I'm saying 16 to 18 because this is kind of a romantic series. There's some kissing, but that's as far as it goes. I wouldn't even say like there's no making out or anything. It's just like really sweet moments where they kiss. So totally kosher in that way. There's some violence. Nothing too bad really. I mean, there's a bad guy, so the bad guy does some bad guy stuff. But it's a very unusual kind of original series. It's called the Hourglass Door series by Liss Magnum. This is the first book. I only have the first and the third book. The second book is called, I think it's The Golden Spiral. That's the second book. And then the third book is called The Forgotten Locket by Liss Magnum. But these books are really good. I really enjoyed them. I don't have the second one because I read it, but I actually like the first and the third better. I mean, the second one is necessary to kind of understand what's going on in the third one. But once you've read all of them, I just really enjoyed the first and the third the best. It's about a girl. It's kind of, it's like a time traveling book, really. But the way it talks about time traveling is very original. There's no machine, nothing like that. Well, it's kind of a machine. It's a door, but it's talking about the Renaissance, talks about Leonardo da Vinci. You go back in time with this machine, but it kind of looks at time in a very like a river, and it's just really unusual and nice, and there's just really sweet romance, kind of this, star-crossed lovers kind of thing, bound through hundreds of years together. So, but the way it's written is really sweet and genuine and not like over the top, gross, mushy, nothing Twilight-like, and nothing like that. It's about helping each other, being there for each other, doing anything you can to help each other, and no weird magic or anything. Just kind of treating time like this place where you can go, like a river. So it's a very unusual series, very original. I don't think there's any language in it. There's like a little bit of kissing, a little bit of teen romance, but in a very sweet, conservative, kosher way. So those are my suggestions. Hope you like them. Hope you have kids that may find those interesting and entertaining. And this is Shelby signing off. See you next time.